Hey guys, King of Charmander here. Today I'll be your judge, your jury, and your analyst. And today we are going to analyze our first look at the Ultra League Remix meta. Now I don't know whose bright idea was it, but instead of 20 Pokemon being banned, only 10 Pokemon are banned. Why? You see, in Great League, I have a side-by-side, by the way. This is Season 8's news update. Here's Season 9's. 20 in Great League, 10 for Ultra. Why? Like, does someone at NIANTIC, like, play PvP and complained about it, so they actually only banned 10 Pokemon? Or they're like, let me use my Venusaur or something like that. Anyways, as you see here, the humongous difference is that a lot of Pokemon, 10 is a lot. And realistically, in order for Ultra League Remix to be any fun, you would have to ban, like, the top 50 or top 100. So, it's very interesting. With this Ultra League Remix, it's actually, so some people are like, yay, it's better, and no, it's actually worse. Not having more Pokemon banned means that the Pokemon that are unbanned really flip the meta around. So you're gonna pretty much take a look at how in a bit. But anyways, that's what we're here to analyze, and without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so as I always say, please consider contributing to pvpoke.com. So if you go to the rankings, the Ultra League Remix rankings were updated. Remember how I said it was worse? Well, the one big thing that was unbanned because of it going from 20 to 10 bans in Ultra League Remix from Season 8 to Season 9 is Registeel. Your girl, your Elo, and everything you know and love. The giant trash can, the dumpster, whatever you want to call it, however you hate or abuse your Registeels, or if you use it profusely, you are the one that loves Registeel. Anyways, Registeel is insanely powerful. Registeel actually does a huge... Now, here's what makes it funny. Jellicent was insanely powerful in this cup, we already know that, and it still is. Without Jellicent getting banned or Alolan Ninetales, it's kind of funny how this circle of life happens here. No, I'm not talking about the Lion King. Disney, please do not ban me. Anyways, as you see here, the funny thing is Jellicent beats Galarian Stunfisk, and then Registeel beats Jellicent. Or no. Jellicent beats Registeel. Yeah. So anyways, it's just freaking hilarious how this, like, circle of death kind of happens here between the top three. But generally, it's basically, remember the meta you had from before, Jellicent A9, and then you had Deoxys Defense, and all that meta madness for XLs? Guess what? When you add in Registeel, it gets even worse. Well, simply, literally, just because Registeel. Literally just adding Registeel will, like, basically flip the meta upside down on its head. Because a lot of people, or, well, not a lot, but there are a lot of individuals out there that basically built XL Registeels for this cup. As you see, overall, it doesn't get any better than last season, unfortunately. Having less bans made it really bad just because a lot of things well, not really a lot of things, literally just because of basically Registeel. Registeel kind of flipped the meta upside down on its head. Along with that, a lot of the other things that were unbanned, such as community moves like Venusaur and Charizard, they're still very powerful. For example, Venusaur does incredibly well against Jellicent and Galarian Stunfisk, and it can also blast A9 with Sludge Bomb, so it might be good. Well, actually, it is still pretty good, so it's still pretty good. That, along with Charizard. Charizard can come and make an impact. Again, budget picks. I'm going to test a lot of budget picks for this Ultra League Remix, because since Charizard and Venusaur are now unbanned, as well as Gyarados, you might be able to figure out something that might actually do some good. As you see here, Gyarados is able to beat a lot of the water types, such as Politoed, etc. The problem with Jellicent is that it's super bulky, so in some scenarios, as you see, it's Waterfall. Dragon Breath might give you some oomph, so it's a very interesting mod to use in this cup. So, again, Gyarados, I'm not sure. Well, Waterfall is statistically better. I'm going to have to do some testing with Dragon Breath, but as you see, budget picks are able to be used, and they're not super bad. But mainly, as far as meta, Registeel. That's all I have to say. Overall, Registeel has made an enormous impact in Ultra League, and it got unbanned. This is like one of the worst decisions of all time. Now, the good thing is the leads didn't change too much. Jellicent still is arguably the most powerful lead, and statistically, along with Pidgeot, our feathery friend comes back from the depths of being unbanned after an entire season. It literally took 3 months, half of a usual deployment in Afghanistan, by the way. Usually you'll deploy for 6 or 7 months, and it only took 3 of them before Pidgeot finally officially got unbanned for some odd reason. Pidgeot makes an enormous impact as an XL in this meta just because of its ability to take out or essentially like wall Jellicent in a sense, unless it has Bubble Beam or unless it has Ice Beam or Bubble Beam. But it's very strong against Jellicent and very strong against many combinations, particularly the Ghost archetype. And it does follow G-Fisk, unfortunately, and of course our best friend Registeel. That's why Jelly A9 is really good, because A9 is able to obliterate Pidgeot. But because of Feather Dance and everything, Pidgeot, if you're going to have some fun, it is a top lead, and it's very, very powerful. As you see, Ghosts are still very powerful in the lead, as well as Machamp, and other things like Deoxys Defense, etc. Our old XL friends are still very powerful leads. The leads will, other than Pidgeot making its grand appearance, leads won't change too much for the Ultra League Remix. Also, it's very interesting, like, as you see, things like Charizard actually are very powerful with things like Fire Spin. And it's just Articuno also is a top 30 lead. So a few interesting picks. In my opinion, Articuno won't make a huge impact, but as you see, a lot of top picks, like I mentioned, are still very powerful. As far as safe switches goes for the Ultra League Remix for Season 9, this literally did not change it. No, seriously. It basically didn't change at all. G-Fisk and Zangoose. If you've, like, Drapion was, like, on the top. But when you add in Registeel, etc., Drapion's still incredibly powerful in my opinion, but most of you, especially with this Galarian event coming on, you probably have an XL G-Fisk just waiting in the wings just to be used. Or you caught one or you hatched one and you're like, yay, I want to use it. So pancakes and waffles. I love pancakes and waffles, by the way. IHOP is pretty dang good, so is Denny's and all the other above. Anyways, enough of me talking about food. Generally, safe switches from before. The safe switch you used from before is generally, this is literally almost identical. Other than a few things flipping around, the top safe switches in Ultra League Remix Season 9 are very identical to Season 8. By the way, Mew's also available this time. Well, I think, Mew's was available before, but, you know, like, Mew actually... The only thing in the top 10 is Mew kind of entered it, just because of the fact Wild Charge and Surf and Shadow Claw is very powerful. I don't know how many of you are willing to build an Ultra League Mew, though. That's a pretty expensive piece of hardware for Go Battle League. And last but not least, we have the closer. When you close the curtain call, all you see is Reggie's. No, seriously, all you see is Reggie's. Oh, man. So for Ultra League Remix, as you see here, Reggie's still dominate. This also didn't change, which is freaking hilarious. Yes, the switches and closers didn't really make a difference. Other than the fact that Registeel is now available for this cup, well, you'll probably see a lot of Registeel. What kind of circumvents Registeel is, as you see here, there's a lot like G-Fizz, Deoxys D, basically the fighter or pseudo-fighter archetype, does very well against Registeel in this cup. So even though it is insanely powerful, there are a lot of things that can check it, or particularly, like I said, Jellicent XL basically walls Registeel. So, it's very, very interesting. Not really. Closers, if you do a Season 8 to Season 9 comparison, are basically almost the exact same thing, other than the fact that Deoxys Defense is now in the Great League Remix. I mean, not Great League, Ultra League Remix. So, again, not too many changes for the closer here, other than the fact that the giant trash can hunk of junk, the Transformer, there's not more that meets the eye because we've seen Registeel since the preseason, unfortunately. And that's GG's. I would like to be a lot more excited for the Ultra League Remix. Unfortunately, basically, old habits die hard. And basically what that means is that basically everything plus Registeel and like some of the other picks are going to be present in this cup. If you're in the lower elos, you'll probably see things like Scizor or like community move Pokemon being used now. Or if you're trying your hand at climbing, basically budget mons are still going to be used. I'm going to try to focus on some budget picks for the Ultra League Remix, because now that you do have things like Charizard, Gyarados, etc., like I mentioned, it's a lot more viable now to have a budget team. Will it work? I'm going to have to do some research to find out, unfortunately. Because less things are banned, it actually, yes, it's good in the budget side, but also on the XL side, it would have been much better to see a larger ban scale, top 50, top 30, rather than be really lazy, because unless Niantic's Task Force basically just didn't do anything with Go Battle League, which probably is because the lag is still really bad, unfortunately not banning 10 more Pokemon or just banning even more Pokemon would have been a lot better for the remixes in general. Instead, you get pretty much the same thing with minimal changes. As you see here, like I said, the safe switches and closers basically didn't change at all. They just got reordered. Unless you add in Registeel, which is an incredibly minor change. Well, yeah, because whoever has like an XL Registeel, it's still very, very expensive to use, but I'm pretty sure there are a lot of trainers out there with Registeel XLs. At least if you're gunning for the higher ELOs and you have that much time. But other than Registeel and a few other picks, and possibly more budget teams coming around, Ultra League Remix will generally be the same, with the A9 Jellicent core still being the most powerful core and with minimal changes, unfortunately. Which, if you're trying to climb in this league, kinda sucks. My opinion, just go with Open Ultra League. A lot easier to remember, and it's a lot easier to go around. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. I wish I could give a little more of a deep dive, but when I looked at it and did a few comparisons, literally very minimal changes, unfortunately. And it actually got worse, like I said, with 10 less things, how much it impacts a meta. Hopefully you guys are excited. Season 9 is coming pretty soon, actually in like a few days, so hopefully you guys are ready. Hopefully you guys are excited for it, and I wish you the best of luck on your Go Battle League sets. With that being said, please like and subscribe. It's totally free. All you have to do is just put your mouse on that bottom where you see a little box that says subscribe. Put your mouse over it, and you can easily subscribe from there. All my current subscribers, I really do appreciate you. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets. Again, hopefully you made your goals or legend, whichever one. And I will see you guys on the next video.
Ciao!